I think the first time I interviewed Jean-Claude Van Damme was in '92 for the movie Universal Soldier. His English wasn't so great, either was mine. I joke, of course. But I got to chat with him several times throughout the '90s as he was pumping out a bunch of action films, more than anyone, I think. He's actually probably indirectly or directly responsible for a lot of UFC fighters going into mixed martial arts. No disrespect to Steven Seagal. Actually, disrespect to Steven Seagal. Anyway, this quick, never-before-heard conversation is the last time I spoke with the Muscles from Brussels. It was 1999, and he was promoting the Universal Soldier sequel. Talk about a bookend and full circle. Anyway, let's press play. You did a good. I mean, you know how to sell a movie. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about you. You're good at it.
Yeah, but I'm not into the selling business no more. I will talk about whatever you want, but I will be as truthful as possible.
All right. Well,
Because every day I'm searching for to be more and more truthful. You know how easy is to be truthful. It's very easy, but one thing will stop us. It's fear. We're scared. We're scared to tell what we think. So we make all types of makeup about everything.
Don't be scared with me, bro. We're gonna be all right here.
I'm fine, but I know it's I have to be careful because I'm yeah, okay, fine.
What about?
I want to be funny about it.
I was gonna say, why should some of the people? Because a lot of young kids are gonna come and see this one again, the Universal Soldier Return. So give us a little from your perspective. Why should people come and see this movie?
First of all, some people like Van Damme, I guess. I've done some good movies and some medium movies, but Van Damme is what he is for some people, and he's not what he is for some other people. That's one thing. Two, they have memories about movies like Bloodsport and Time Cop and Kickboxer and Lionheart, so they like to see that same type of passion and the action. Plus, it's a sequel, and it's moving non-stop. It's a fun movie to watch. And it will be the end of the summer after all the big movies, expensive special effect movie, but that movie is more physical than just special effect type of movies.
Now,
and that's good because lots of movies were based on special effects and specials, so maybe they want to go back to the basic. I think we have a shot to do something nice, and if not, we did try.
No worries on that. Let me ask you a little bit about. We're doing a whole thing on firsts. Now, we talked in the earlier interview about your initial success when it initially happened. Do you remember the first brush you had with celebrity where someone actually came up to you? Do you remember the first time that actually happened? When someone said, "Oh, I saw you. I like your work."
You mean as a fan or as an actor talking to an actor?
A fan coming up to you.
Oh, many times, yeah.
Do you remember though, like the first
first
time?
Oh yeah, the first time. Yeah, in fact, it was because my movie was not released here first. They thought it's gonna be a bad movie called Bloodsport, and so they opened the movie in France, and then in Malaysia, and they saw some previous screening, and I didn't know or I'm gonna go into it. So I walk into a theater after they show the movie. Now you take a guy who was like for 6-7 years driving taxi, doing all types of job from pizza boy to whatever you want to call him, right? And I go inside a theater where the audience they just saw the movie. I didn't watch with them the movie because you don't do that, first of all, but also it's not. And then when I come on stage, they go, "Ah!" They're all screaming. I go, "What's going on here?" I didn't know they're going to like Bloodsport so much, and I felt part of them, and I felt them being part of me because the audience felt this guy's a newcomer. He's from nowhere, doing something we all want to do.
What about when your first movie, Bloodsport, you said you only got paid like $25,000. When you first started getting the success after Bloodsport and you got a little money, what was the one thing you
The problem, because Bloodsport was not released, the Canon Group didn't want me anymore for the 2 option. They said you will never be what you think you will be, a star, right? So they put my movie on the shell for like a year, and I signed a bunch of movies with very small independent company, not studios, and they signed me for 25,000, 18,000, and I signed all those movies just to secure my bill and my rent, and I taste the movie instead of tasting driving taxi. So I prefer to do movies for like even 10,000 a movie. And then Bloodsport came out, was a big hit, and those guys said to me, "Well, we never said no to those options. In fact, you owe us 2 movies." And I was attached to like 9, 10 movies. So I did fulfill my obligation, and it was hard because I was not dealing with very high power companies, small budget. So I was obligated to be involved from scratch to finish in the story, in the cutting, in the casting. And that made me a good filmmaker. And then I stopped that. And I'm going to go back into that, but on a different scale, because that's what I am. I like to be involved. I don't like to have the control because the ego. I like to have the control to give people more control.
Well, let me ask you this. One of the things that I do is I service such big music clients. I've talked to you before about your musical tastes. Are you still a fan of music?
Any types of music. It's one of the best. It's the only language, the only communication between races, between even a plant will feel the vibe of, for example, classical music. A dog who doesn't speak our language, not even a human, will understand music. It's the most beautiful religion.
Do you remember
on
your
earth.
first concert that you went to, maybe back in the old country?
My first concert was, I believe, Earth, Wind and Fire, yeah, in Belgium. Yeah,
What was that like?
it was fantastic. Because, I'm from Belgium, and you go to concert once every 3 years.
I'm friends with those guys, the Earth, Wind, and Fire boys.
Yeah.
I work with them a lot.
Oh, yeah?
They're just
Oh, yeah?
awesome.
Awesome.
And anyone else? I mean, I know your kids probably like rap music, but
Yeah, I like every types of music. What's good is good. It's like a movie. What do you like? Comedy, action? No, I like everything depending on the script and the components.
second to last question. We talked last time we did these interviews here for your other movie. You were riding that roller coaster, and you seem to be pretty happy right now. Give me a little insight to how you're feeling. You feeling good? What's on tap? What would you like to see? What would you like to do?
Feeling happy, it's not because the outside. And I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart. When you're happy and you feel strong inside, it doesn't matter the outcome, what you do, if you're successful or if you're a loser, what we call loser, right? They're only words. You cannot take the clothes away from a naked man. Understand? I can take your clothes and to make you look stupid by taking your shirt. I cannot take your skin, which means it's you, it's your soul. So nobody can make me look like a loser. Not you, not me, and even nobody can do that to you if you feel good with yourself. And that's the most beautiful feeling. A bum on the street or a billionaire next door, if they feel good inside themselves, they have the same position near God. They're both sitting no higher, no lower. No matter if they don't want to sit higher, God will put them at the same level.
Jean-Claude, all I have to say is thanks again, man. Always
My pleasure.
Seeing you.
Okay.
Always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank
It's true. It was always a pleasure seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I used to see him all the time at my local coffee shop in Venice. He was always nice to me and to everyone around. Solid dude, rooting for him. And I'm rooting for more classic conversations. You know, we have hundreds more, so hit subscribe and tell your friends and their friends to do the same. Sorry, I used to have to write stuff like that, ad copy that, like, it's so funny for me just to say out loud myself. Anyway, you get the point. Let's keep this party going.